Um, why don't you tell us what came out of the meeting last night about the Rambler Road project?
The Rambler Road project is anticipated to cost in the vicinity of $2.1 million. There's already been $1.1 million budgeted in the General Improvement Fund for 2008 and bonded. Uh, so that money is in place. It was offset, obviously, with a grant of approximately $400,000. It'll be done in phases. For 2009, it's projected that $900,000 will be allocated to finish the project with a number of items that are more, I don't want to say cosmetic because that lends itself to not being absolutely needed, but again, you're talking about landscaping, which is absolutely needed, some critical improvements to the playground equipment that is wearing out and must be replaced, and things of that nature.
Now, what is the time frame on that project? What are you guys looking at getting that project done at?
The principal parts of the project, obviously, are the ADA compliant bathrooms, parking lot facility, which will include additional parking in the vicinity of 120 spaces, a number of which will be handicapped accessible. They're obviously larger. Those are going to be done, well in advance of the next summer season. The other matters, again, based upon budget constraints, will be accomplished in 2009, and it's anticipated that hopefully, if we have that budget process concluded in April, we can have everything completed in advance of Memorial Day 2009.
Now, and you talked about some of the playground things that are going to be getting fixed up, and obviously this area is big for family vacations and yourselves as well. People owning second homes coming down. How much of a help is it to the community? Just a little something extra that you guys are sprucing things up a little bit to make the people's visits or even the people that do live in Wildwood Crest year round have that the spruced up facility there.
I think the Board of Commissioners really envision Rambler Road as a focal point of the community. It's situated almost squarely in the center. Obviously, playgrounds as a draw for both visitors and residents alike is an important aspect. Surfing and the Beach Patrol building is situated on Rambler, as is the surf camp. So there are a number of attractions, and obviously parking has been a problem. There's just not enough of it to accommodate the many visitors that we have to the area. Additionally, the lifeguards over the years have played a major part in having the people transported, ADA individuals that really can't get their wheelchairs down to the beach. Our Beach Patrol has taken the time and effort to bring them down themselves. Now they'll have a place to park, so that's one less restriction to their being able to access our beaches.
And finally, with this project, when is the work going to get kicked off for some of those major points?
Well, I think a lot of the major work, again, with the parking lot and the handicapped accessible bathrooms, will be undertaken in the fall. That's obviously, we want to go out to bid and move forward with that in the late fall and early winter. If there's weather permitting, obviously, and if need be, we have to hold up and move it into early spring. We'll certainly make those provisions.
You're talking about going out to bid, and some of the good news that you have gotten is that the bids came in well for Wildwood Crest as far as the Seaview Avenue project. Why don't you talk about the new news that you guys have as far as that project goes?
Seaview Avenue, fortunately for the borough of Wildwood Crest and its taxpayers, came significantly under budget, so much so that we were able to include 2 additional streets down to Nashville, south to Nashville. So that's a benefit. Won't have to be included into the Phase 3 project. Additionally, because there's additional funding left, last night the Board of Commissioners authorized a replacement of the storm sewer system on Miami Avenue between Seaview and Atlantic Avenue. Seaview will already be opened up, obviously, and as part of Phase 2, which will commence, incidentally, Dennis, on September 8th. And we have notified the residents in close proximity there, too, of that commencing on that date. So Seaview will be opened, and now we'll have the opportunity to really replace a deteriorating storm sewer system, as I indicated, on Miami Avenue.
Overall, the people, I would think, had to be very happy that you had that extra money available to be able to get some of these things done earlier, because especially something like a storm sewer replacement, these are essential things that really need to get done.
Absolutely, the infrastructure in the borough is critical to the as the lifeline of the borough, and a lot of times there'll be a problem with the road surface itself, but more often than not, something is undermined, whether it be a break in one of the lines, and they obviously have to be repaired. We've tried to patch. We've done some emergency repairs this year, in fact, to the tune of approximately $30,000, but they have a limited life expectancy. What really needs to be done is to have the root problem corrected. We're going to be able to do that, as I said, with the storm sewer system on Miami Avenue. There's others planned as well, and fortunately, the scope of Phase 3 of Seaview Avenue will not need to extend as far south as we initially believed, based on findings and recommendations from our engineer.
And finally, being able to go a couple more blocks south with this project, what does that mean for Phase 3? Does that mean that less money is needed for that part of the project? More can be done in that part of the project? How exactly does that work? I'm not sure if financing was already made available for Phase 3. How does that all play out if you're able to do more in Phase 2?
The borough has allocated roughly in its planning stages $2.8 million for each phase of Seaview Avenue. Obviously now, with the extremely good bids we received on Phase 2, the recent execution of the contract, the fact that we're extending it further south by 2 blocks and taking on some of the storm sewer problems, certainly the scope of that project will be able to be reduced. There's no doubt in my mind in that regard. And yes, money will have to be diverted to other areas that require attention. Some of the outfall lines extending out onto the beach have to be extended. They're not quite as costly, and the money that the borough would save for Phase 3, for example, can be diverted to that, even if it's in the vicinity of $250,000 to take care of those 6 outfall lines, 3 of which are in dire need of extension.
Okay, thanks, Kevin. Just